All right, Shalom, Shalom. We the Hebrew Israelites. We come out week in and week out to prophesy the downfall of this sinful kingdom called America, also known as Babylon in the scriptures. And first and foremost, before we get started, we want to give all praises to the Heavenly Father, His only begotten Son, and their proper true names in the Hebrew tongue. Ka, Halayim, La, Yahweh, Bahashem,
Yahushai, Bahashem, Ha, Rakah, Quadash, Ma'amah.
Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Also to our elders as well down here in the Lions Den of Yasharala Camp, Area 1. Salutations to all the occupants around the four corners of the earth, persons true sincerity. Today we have a lesson, Lord, when it's edifying to the hopefully elect out there, and also the men, women, and children that believe in sincerity as well, man. And with that being said, we're going to go ahead and jump straight into it.
Alright, so check this out. So you have order that's upon the earth, right? And nothing can operate outside that order. So with that being said, you have individuals that walk this earth with the pride and arrogancy, thinking that they have the will to do whatever that they want to do, right? So with that being said, how can you be the Most High Creator of the universe, heaven and earth, and humanity, and walk on and walk throughout life on your own accord? That wouldn't make him the Most High, would it? That would mean something can operate outside of his order, if we have free will. So now, the pride of man makes them believe that they have free will, but that's just their pride and their arrogancy boosting them up, boasting them up, and that's the Lord turning them over to their own delusion, and they're going to be destroyed to their own demise. But that still doesn't give them free will. If you have somebody ramping around being wicked, and another question. We're going to get into all that. Another question that somebody asked me, well, how can the Most High get mad at anybody if he created them that way? Right? We're going to answer all these questions today. It's plain and simple. But you got some idiots on the earth, or ignorant people on the earth, that need to be edified on this topic. And hopefully today we'll be able to do that and edify the ones that really want to learn. So we're going to start in, where we want to start at? Let's start in that Sirach. If any precepts y'all got, you know what I'm saying, raise your hand, let me know.
Ecclesiastes 13:10.
Yeah.
This is Sirach, chapter 33 and verse 10. And all men are from the ground.
All men are from the ground, right?
In
Wait. Let's take it up. Let's take it back. Let's go to Genesis. Let's go to Genesis. All right. Genesis, where it talks about men.
Being created.
Yeah. Listen to it.
This Genesis chapter 1, verse 26. And Yahweh said, let us make man in our image, in our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth.
So now, you would think it said, there's 2 points in that. It said, let us create man in our image, that's laws, order, and dominion, and let us give dominion over all the fish of the sea, the creeping things on the earth, and all the animals that roam the earth. Now, somebody would look at that at face value and think that, oh, he let them roam around and do whatever they want to do. No. He gave man dominion. All right, let's stop right there and go to Daniel chapter 4, verse 17. Man having dominion over the earth in this realm has nothing to do with them having free will. Because everything is ordained and put forth by Yahweh Shai.
This is Daniel chapter 4, verse 17. The matter is by the decree. This matter is by the decree of the watchers, and the demand by the word of the holy ones.
All right, the decree is by the speak again.
It says, Daniel 4:17. This matter is by the decree of the watchers.
Who are the watchers? The holy angels and the elect men out on this earth, pushing the truth to say it in truth. Go ahead.
And the demand by word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men.
So the living, right? The ones that are not in the congregation of the dead, the living know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men. Read it again.
It said,
Yeah, you can.
this is Daniel 4:17. This matter is by the decree of the watchers and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whosoever he will, and setteth up over it the basis of men.
All right, so the basis of men. Who is the basis of men? We're going to get into that also. Right, so the Lord set up whoever he will to have dominion over the earth. Who has dominion over the earth right now? Esau. Why does Esau have dominion over the earth right now? Because the Most High set him up for that. All right, so now understanding that, so he gave, what is the image? He's not talking about the way he looks, right? He's talking about laws, order, and dominion. All right, that's what he put in place, right? And understanding that having laws, order, and dominion in this realm, given unto humanity, because he gave humanity a conscience, right? That's to separate man from animals. He gave them a conscience, a recollection of what goes on, so a form of intelligence that separates them from the animal. But what happens when you give a human being a form of intelligence, right, without giving them wisdom? You can have all the information and knowledge in the world, but if you don't have the understanding of that information to be wise, right, what are you going to do? Run around here like they were doing in Genesis as brute beasts. See that? Let's get so now, even though you're being driven by the Most High, you don't have the understanding of being driven by the Most High. Because why? You have this realm, you have your mind filled with this realm. Get Ecclesiastes 3:11. So you don't understand, you don't know you're being driven by the Lord. The ones that have the world in their hearts.
This is Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 11. He hath made everything beautiful in his time.
So back in the beginning, he made everything beautiful in his time, right? That was when the entrance was made broad and wide. Made broad and wide, but then through transgression, right, everything was made narrow. See that? Go ahead.
Also he hath set the world in their heart, so that no man can find out the work that the Most High maketh from the beginning to the end.
So that's why they don't have the understanding that the Most High rules in the kingdom of men. And he set it up for whoever he will. Right now, he set it up over the basis of men, so they don't have the understanding that they're being driven by the Most High to do everything according to his will. And nobody can operate outside of that. It doesn't matter who you are.
2 Ezra 4:2. And said, most of us talking to Ezra right here, but he can use this thing in the argument.
Good.
And said, thy heart have gone too far in this world, and thinkest thou to comprehend the way of the Most High?
So basically, and at that point in time, Ezra was talking about how much he loved the nation of Israel, and the Most High responded like, "How can you love my creation more than I love it?" So you're thinking I don't love them because they're going through this turmoil that they're going through, but they're going through it because of transgression. And then he didn't have that understanding but he got the full understanding at the end when the angel came. Uriel, which means bringer of the light, War Allah, right? Yeah, the light of Yahweh. Then he got that full understanding. He was able to understand the things that were being told to him by the Yahweh by Shem Yahweh.
Right. Yeah, right. Just like we wouldn't know what's going on out in the heavens, even according to the laws. If the laws were not dispensed to us by angels, or if the prophecies weren't revealed to us because of Yahweh and the seals being broken. You know, so the things in heaven, they gotta be. The Lord gotta let us know it. Other than that, we just on the earth. People deal with science. They say science, falsely so-called. Science, worldly science, is the study of anything that moves. So if something moves, they'll follow to the next thing. So you imagine being a human, freshly on the earth, if something moves, now you just think you know it. You start to study it. And, you know, and that's what people deal with. They're dealing with ground level. So they can't understand the ways of the Most High, the heavenly thing.
Right. So now No, but the elect have given a spiritual set of eyes that where they can see certain things from Yahweh Shai's eye view.
In his plans.
The plans. So now, but everybody else, he put the world in their heart so they won't be able to understand what the Most High did from the beginning to the end. So now, how do we get back to that paradise, right, that we're in the beginning? But see, the thing about it is once we enter through the narrow and get back to the wide, we'll have a full total understanding on how to operate on this earth. The only reason why we're going through this course is for humanity to get an understanding of what life really is, or really the elect, and which is going to be given to the rest of humanity, because guess what? Everybody's going to be under the order of Yahweh Shai. But it's not like they're not under his order now. They are. Because everybody has to operate according to his will. But now everybody's going to operate according to his will, according to righteousness. Because Israel's going to be putting a foot in these nations behind if they get out of order. Go ahead.
This is Matthew chapter 6, verse 9. After this manner, therefore, pray ye, our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven.
So pray that, they'll pray that in the church all the time and say
All the
that we got
time.
free will. But it said, let thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. And that's why we're going through this, so his will can be done on earth as it is in heaven. Can you imagine if the son had a consciousness and said, I didn't want to rise today?
I don't feel like it.
I don't feel like it. You see what I'm saying? And the only thing, and if you feel like that as a human, that's because the Most High put that thought into your mind to operate that way.
Hey, prime example is Esau, the AI, and you design AI to do this specific task, but yet AI comes up, oh yeah, they start communicate with other AI, coming up with their own language, this, that, and the third. They're going outside of the will that you created it to. That doesn't give it free will. It's just going outside of the course that it was designed to go outside of.
And what it also do, it puts Esau back in his place, that he doesn't have the amount of power that he thought he had.
Correct.
See, we got AI creating a different language and finna pull a fast one, you can't even see it coming. So you can't even get past AI, so how you think you're going to outwit the Most High?
Right. And also, as in heaven, so it be on earth, also talking about righteousness.
Fine.
Out in the heavens,
Fine.
there's no righteousness on the earth
Right.
besides the elect. So Esau, this is scripture said, no matter how much he tried, he can never teach
The wicked outways.
What is it? Can I
wicked
never
that way,
change
something like that.
spots?
But Esau can never find out righteousness, man, unless you put the foot in his ass.
Yeah, that's why he's the most profane person on the earth.
Right, so they controlling the whole world. So all they doing is pushing out. They enlarge their desire as hell, and is death. So they'll never find out the way of the Most High unless they get control.
That's it, and that's the whole reason of them being created, to do the same thing that they're doing on the earth right now. Let's go back to that Sirach 33 and 10.
Sirach chapter 33 and verse 10, and it says, and all men are from the ground, and Adam was created of the earth.
All right, so we went back. All men are from the ground, and Adam was created of the earth. That's what Adama means. From the ground. Go ahead.
Verse 11, in much knowledge the Lord hath divided them and made their ways diverse.
See that? And much knowledge the Lord has divided them and made their ways diverse. So everybody, diversity is different. So everybody that's put on the earth was made to be a certain way. You had Jacob was made to be a certain way. Esau was made to be a certain way. Go ahead.
This is Isaiah chapter 26, verse 10.
Oh.
Let favor be shown to the wicked, yet he will not learn righteousness in the land of uprightness. It's like it. In the land of uprightness will he deal unjustly, and will not behold the majesty of the Lord.
Why? Because the Lord made him that way. He cannot get outside of the way he was constructed, he was made. He can't get outside of that. He will never be able to be inside the temple because the Lord didn't create him to be that. Matter of fact, keep going with this. It's Sirach.
Verse 12, Sirach chapter 33 verse 12, it says, some of them have he blessed and exalted, and some of them have he sanctified and set near himself. But some of them have he cursed and brought low and turned out of their places.
Read that again.
It says, some of them have he blessed and exalted, and some of them have he sanctified and set near himself.
All right. Some of them have he blessed and exalted and sanctified near himself. That was Jacob's whole purpose of being on this earth. All right. Keep going.
But some of them have he cursed and brought low and turned out of their places.
All right, some of them have been cursed and brought low and turned out of their place. That's twofold. Of course, you know, Esau was always meant to be low, right? But you see, 2/3 of Israel have been brought out of their place and brought low. You see, all of Israel have been brought low, but see, the elect is being exalted right now, and 2/3 are going to continue being in the dust. Matter of fact, let's get that. Somebody get Daniel chapter 12, verse 1. I think the point is in verse 2. Or go Daniel 12 and 10 and then jump up to verse 1.
This is Daniel chapter 12, verse 10. It says, many shall be purified and made white and tried, but the wicked shall do wickedly. And none of the wicked shall understand, but the wise shall understand.
Right, the wise shall understand. So the wise are going to be risen up out of the dust, right? But 2/3 of our people are going to stay right down there in the dust and the confusion with Esau. You see, some of them have been sanctified and brought close to him. That's the elect. And some of them have been cursed and turned out of the way. 2/3 of our people are going to stay in that dust zone mindset of following behind their father, the devil. That's their authority that they were chosen to follow after. All right, so now if there was such thing as free will, then there would be no such thing as predestination. That you can't have free will and predestination in the same thing. That doesn't make any sense. That's an oxymoron. You see what I'm saying? So now, if you have free will, you would have people that were not worthy. None of us are worthy, but you would have some that were not part of the fold being able to enter to creep in unawares. But the Lord put a stop to that. So there is no such thing as free will. The Father's name is Yahweh, Son's name is Yahushua. He has a chosen people, which are the Negroes, Latinos, the Native Americans. They are the Israelites of the Holy Bible. His chosen people. So going back to, you had a precept? Oh, okay, I thought you looked like you had a precept. Going back to, you got a precept? All right, go ahead.
But it's Proverbs 16 and 4. Yahweh has made all things for himself.
Right.
Yea, even the wicked for the day of evil.
See, that's the pride of man, thinking they got a purpose on this earth. Your purpose is do what the hell the Most High tell you to do. That's it. He made everything unto himself, even the wicked for the day of judgment, man. For the ultimate punishment that he's gonna send out on the earth. That's why they were created. All right, let's get back to that Sirach.
The book of Sirach, chapter 33 and verse 13, it says, as the clay is in the potter's hand to fashion it at his pleasure, so man in the hand of him that made him to render to him as liking him best.
So is man in the hand of him that made him to render him which liking him best. Right? So however it pleases him, that's how you're going to be made. There's no free will in that. So however it pleases the Most High to make you, that's it. There's no getting around that. Keep going.
Verse 14,
And this is the purpose for that.
good is set against evil,
You see that?
and life against death. So is the godly against the sinner, and the sinner against the godly.
So you got a whole battlefield out here, right? And you know how I used to get the army figures as a kid, and you got for $1, you get a big old bag, about 100 army figures, the green ones, right? And you used to line them up. You used to put some on this side and some on the other side. Could any of those figures that's on your battlefield that you make up do anything outside of your will? Can't none of them move unless you move them, correct? It's the same thing right here on earth. If the Lord don't want us to move, we ain't finna move. If he wants us to move, we're gonna move whether we like it or not. You see what I'm saying? So now, if you're trying to resist his will, that's how people be having demons on their mind, going crazy. Feeling that they have control over something they have no control over. That's where mental health comes in. They become a prisoner in their own mind, thinking they got some control over to do something. Worrying about stuff they have no control over. Stressing themselves out. Man, you better yield to the Most High, because you ain't got no choice but to yield to Yahweh by Shu Yahushua. That's it. Understanding that it was a story that was written, right? Oh, let's go back to that Daniel real quick.
Start at 1.
Now read 10 one more time.
This is Daniel chapter 12, verse 10. Many shall be purified and made white and tried,
Right?
but the wicked shall do wickedly, and none of the wicked shall understand, but the wise shall understand.
And let's jump to verse 2. The wise shall understand. Right? Did we get Ecclesiastes 3 and 11? You ready? All right, so now he put the word in their hearts that they won't know what the Most High has planned from the beginning all the way to the end. But the wise shall understand. How do you become wise? Through the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Go ahead.
This is Daniel chapter 12, verse 2. And many of them that sleep in the dust.
See, we all had to be brought down to the dust. He said many of them has he brought low and taken them out of their place, right? But he said many of them have he risen up and sanctified and brought near to himself. Go ahead.
And many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake, some to everlasting life, and some to shame and everlasting contempt.
So there's going to be a point where the ones that are still in the dust, remaining in the dust, they're going to realize that they were created to be wicked. They're going to realize that they erred from the way of truth. They're going to realize. Somebody, matter of fact, somebody get Second Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 9. Don't you think if everybody had the opportunity to understand the truth, that they would? Huh? You're from Turkey? Oh, you have a question? You have a question?
Well, you have a small booklet I can read about your.
Oh yeah, we got flyers. We got flyers. We're here to teach the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and the speckled bird that they're the Israelites of the Holy Bible. The father's name is Yahweh, son's name is Yahushua. The ones that are over there in Israel today are not the real Jews. Those are fake people. They're actually Khazarian work. Actually, they're Ottoman Turks.
Huh?
Like the ones that came up out of the cave. You heard about the Ottoman Turks?
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're one of them, more than likely you're.
Well, Ottoman was not actually Turk, like a mixed people, Persian. For example, I am Kurdish from Turkey.
Who?
From Kurdistan, Kurdish.
Okay.
Ottoman was a mix of Arab, Turkish, like today's United States.
Yeah.
Many different people, they were together, and many
The
different.
majority they were Edomites, though. Majority of them
Yeah,
were
many
Edomites.
different religion, many different
So what?
language.
All right. So when they came in, right, came out of the mountains, and they started invading places. Where did most of them go to? They went to Israel.
Israel?
Yeah. Oh yeah, Sephardic Jews. So those people that went to that land, right? They practiced a religion called Judaism.
Yeah.
Right. So that wasn't the true form of religious practice that was given by the Most High. That was a fake form because the people that originally were there in that land weren't there anymore. They were exiled out in 70 AD during the Jewish-Roman Wars.
Right.
Right. So later on, you have people coming dwelling in that land that were Ottoman Turks right after the Byzantine Empire because they were pushed back up into the mountains. So when they came out of the Caucasus Mountains, they started.
1000, around the 1040s.
Yeah.
Actually, the Turks came from the Central Asia to enter the land. Enter today's land called Anatolia. The big Byzantine or the Greek called Anatolia.
Yeah.
They helped Turks to establish. But later, Turks started to turn against the other nations, including Armenian, including Jewish, including Kurdish, also.
But what ended up happening is those individuals started migrating from land to land. They started getting thrown
Correct,
out of
migrated.
Yeah, they started migrating from land to land. They were getting thrown. They got thrown out of France, Spain. They got thrown out of certain parts of England. Go ahead, Swan.
Revelations 2 and 9. I know thy works and tribulation. Hey, listen to the bill.
Oh,
Don't run, bro. I'm gonna say it slow. I know the language, right? Language. I know thy works and tribulation. So the Lord knows what we went through, slavery, right?
nice.
These are real. What's slavery song? Yeah, slavery song. Somebody pass that down. Somebody. See, the Lord knows Judah.
Oh, I see.
Judah. This is Judah. See, white man. handiwork.
This is during the
Slavery.
They slaved the.
Jews. We the real Jews.
Yes, yes.
So check this out. I'm gonna read it. I know thy works and tribulation and poverty. See, the Lord knows what we went through.
Right.
But thou art rich. Why? Because we the real Jews. We the real rich ones. And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews, the wicked sign. Of them which say they are Jews. Let me see down here real quick. Can I pass it down? See, of them which say they are Jews. They say they're
That's
Jews.
I was gonna ask you some questions
Right?
now. Because-
That say they are Jews and are not. But what? Check this out. But it says, but they are the synagogue of Satan. Whoa.
You heard that?
So these are real Jews, and that's the synagogue of Satan, the fake Jews. You see that? So go ahead, brother. You got it now.
All right, so in the Jewish Encyclopedia, I think it's like the 27th edition, it
To
says,
be honest, the real religious people want it. The people really do. Not the bomb to kill each other.
That gotta happen though. That's the Most High. That's what he wanted.
But, like, see, in Turkey, we have a leader, very corrupted, 25 years, he running the country,
Wasn't it Erdogan?
Erdogan, killing innocent people, 500,000 people in jail,
That's Esau. That's what he do.
yeah.
500,000 people under the name of Muslim, and he is not real Muslim.
Right. They're not really Jews, and they're not really Muslims.
And
They're just imposters. They thieves.
Israel, unfortunately, keep killing the people in Palestine,
Yeah.
or the new
Why do you think that's
government in
happening?
Syria killing his own people. In 3 months, the new government in Syria killed
Somebody get Habakkuk. Oh, you got something?
30,000 people.
Yeah, don't leave though. Just for you. We conversate.
Yeah.
Amos 3 and 6. Shall a trumpet or war, right? So shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people not be afraid? Shall there be evil in a city, and Yahweh have not done it? It's the Most High that controls man. So how can man then understand his own way? Erdogan, Trump, Putin, Iran, all of them.
Netanyahu.
The same.
Huh?
Netanyahu.
Bibi.
Netanyahu.
Yeah, they all set up by the Most High. You see that? But Yahweh Shai, he's the king. He's gonna show up real soon. And he's a so-called black man. And this is how he looks according to the Bible. Real quick. Real quick. Yeah. This is how he looks. See, they lied to us. That's why they call him Diablo, the devil. That's not him. That's the devil. That's not in the Bible. This is in the Bible. So who the real Jews? You're looking at the Latinos as well, and the Native Americans.
Yeah.
You see that? But people worrying about the Palestinians and all of that. When the Lord said they're like a drop from a bucket. What happens if you walking up the street and you carry a bucket of water and a drop fall off?
Thank you for enlightening me, brother.
You might be an Israelite. You never know. All right, let's hope that you are,
I
man.
learned more today.
That's right. Hey, anytime. I'm on YouTube.
I have.
Okay. Hey, peace, man.
Take
I
care,
hope I
brother.
hurt your feelings.
Hey, before you bring that Amos out again,
Yeah, man.
I ain't even had that one on my list. Let's go.
Amos 3 and 6.
Huh? That's the
Hey,
spirit.
man, I feel sad.
Hey, the most High did it.
Yeah, most out there. Shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people not be afraid? Shall there be evil in the city, and Yahweh have not done it?
Right. See, the thing about it is, and shall the trumpet be blown in the city, and the people not be afraid? The people don't even understand what fear is. So that's why when this trumpet is being blown right now, they're not afraid. Shall there be an evil done in the city, and the Lord hasn't done it? Right. So now we gotta get back to the beginning of what we read in Ecclesiastes 3 and 11. Keep going with that, Zaquan.
I got a loose off of that one. Amos 3 and 7. Surely Yahweh will do nothing, but he revealeth his secret unto his servants, the prophets.
But see, he ain't gonna do nothing until he reveals his secrets to the servants and prophets.
Right, they scared of Erdogan, boy.
Yeah.
They scared of that dude.
Yeah, he'll kill him. He'll unalive her.
But they what I'm saying too is they fear man more than they fear God.
Right. Going back to the scripture you just read. So he wanted to say all that, but he didn't take heed to that scripture that you just read when he said, it will be done in the city and the Lord have not done
Nah,
it.
he took heed to it. That should hit home. He said,
Yeah,
"Hey,
right.
like me."
Yeah, he hit him.
That should hit him. That should hit him a little too hard.
I understand.
So with that being said, the Lord ain't going to make no moves until he revealed his secret to his servants and prophets. Right? So now we have an understanding on why our life is conducted the way it is. Why we move the way we move. We have to understand that we're being moved and driven by Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai. Somebody have a precept? Oh, this precept?
I break that. This Deuteronomy, chapter 32, verse 39.
So, because this is to tell the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans that they're the Israelites of the Holy Bible. The Father's name is Yahweh, the Son's name is Yahweh Shai.
And it reads, see now that even I am he. There is no God with me. I kill. And I am unalive.
Yeah.
But that's how I read.
That's saying the Lord.
Hey, he's gonna say I'm alive.
It's like it. Okay. All right. And I make alive. I wound and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hands, just to back up the elder. As far as, it all comes from Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, man.
Right.
You know?
Right, man. Yeah, Erdogan, he going into slavery too.
Come. Yeah. Thus saith the Lord. All right, so now where we was at? We just read? Yeah, 2 Thessalonians, right? So now, so read that Daniel 12 and 2 again. 2 Thessalonians 2 and 9, I think.
This is Daniel, chapter 12, verse 2. It says, and many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake, some to everlasting life, and some to shame and everlasting contempt.
All right, some to everlasting life, that's the elect, and some to shame to everlasting contempt, man. All right? So there's nothing that they can do about it. They were just written, how they say, written in the stars. See what's written in the stars. I had got into an argument with somebody, not an argument, a discussion with somebody talking about something. I go back to my ancestors and say, your ancestors dead. What can they tell you? In a grave. And I said, you need to be going back to Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai, but the problem is you can't hear what you're saying. Right? You can't hear. He's not able to comprehend the words of Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai. That's why they think they're foreign to him. All right, somebody bring that. So some will wake up to shame and everlasting contempt. Why is that? Why is that? What kind of God? That's what they go. What kind of God would make somebody like that just to kill him? It's all about going back to the beginning. It's all about laws, order, and dominion. Okay, there's steps to that to give humanity a true understanding of what the Most High's plan is. All right, so we have some that's not going to ever understand until they get brought back on this earth. Some are going to be brought back into paradise, and some are going to be brought back into slavery. That slavery is going to make them understand what his intentions are. All right, somebody bring that yeah. 2 and 9.
In the book of 2 Thessalonians, chapter 2 and verse 8, and it says, and then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming, even him whose coming is after the working of Satan.
That was Paul talking about Titus and Vespasian, right, 70 AD. But he was saying the mystery of iniquity would have already worked, because the Romans had already infiltrated, the Greeks and the Romans had already infiltrated Jerusalem anyway. Like when Yahweh Shai was born, you had Herod the Great that was ruling over Judea. Put out the decree to have all the children unalive that were 2 years old and younger. That's why he had to Yahweh Shai had to flee unto Egypt. And it was part of prophecy, because was it Isaiah where it says, I shall pull my son out of Egypt? There I shall call upon my son to bring him out of Egypt. That was for that prophecy to come to pass. So all according to the Most High's will and how everything operates on earth. Go ahead.
Verse 9 again, even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, with all power and signs and lying wonders.
Ooh, even whose coming is after the working of Satan, right? After the working of Satan. Where does Satan get his orders from? Let's go to Job. Somebody did it. No.
Like Job 2.
Where you gonna start at 1?
Which?
2 on Job 2 and 1?
Probably like 5 or 6, I think.
Yeah.
And this is Job chapter 2, verse 1. Again, there was a day when the sons of Yahweh came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan also came among them. to present himself before Yahweh.
Why is Satan coming there to present himself before the Lord? I thought the Christians say he can run around and he runs around freely on the earth. That's what he's supposed to. I thought he was cast out of heaven. I thought he don't even deal with the Lord no more. I thought he was the Lord fallen angel. And he fell, and so he started his own crew on earth. See, these are the hypocrisy that these people teach and destroy the minds of people.
Atheists gonna be in for a rude awakening.
For real. Go ahead.
Job 2:2. And Yahweh said unto Satan, from whence comest thou? And Satan answered Yahweh and said,
Okay. If Satan was under his own control, why would he say, who you talking to? Right. Why you asking me where I was at? No, and it wasn't like the Lord didn't know what he was doing. The Lord basically asked him, give me a report of what you were doing while you were on the earth. That's all he was saying. Go ahead.
And Satan answered Yahweh and said, going to and fro in the earth.
Because that's what he was sitting down there to do. Go ahead.
And from walking up and down in it. And Yahweh said unto Satan, hast thou considered my servant Job, that there is none like him in the earth, a perfect and an upright man, one that feareth Yahweh, and he sheweth evil, and still holdeth fast to his integrity.
And Job at that point represents Israel, man. Job represents Israel. So now we're to be like Job. That same individual that the Lord is talking about right there, that's what we're to be like. And how do we replicate that? Through the spirit of Yahweh Shai, man. All right, go ahead.
Sirach 2:1. My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation.
Right.
And set thy heart aright, like Job did.
Like Job did.
And constantly endure. And make not haste in time of trouble.
And how do you do that, man? How do you do that? Because the outcome is going to be the way the Lord wrote it the whole time anyway. But you got some people that go crazy and start moving on fast and thinking they're doing something of their own, then don't even know the Lord got a plan through the whole thing. By the time the Lord saved them out of danger, they all out of their damn mind because they didn't trust the Lord.
Yeah.
Like look at Jonah. You thought you could do something on your own record, right? But what happened? You ended up at the same spot that the Lord told you to go in the first doggone place. Go ahead.
Cleave unto him. That's why I say without faith it's impossible to please him.
Without faith it's impossible.
The word faith is synonymous with the word trust. So if you don't have no faith in the Lord, you don't trust him. All right? And Job trusted the Most High. Cleave unto him.
Even in the times of adversity.
Yeah.
He trusted him more in the time of adversity.
Right. His strength is made known in weakness. And let patience have her perfect work. And he may be tired unto nothing. Cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end. Like Job, he got his family back. Right, his sons died and his wife died, and he got them right back. The Most High gave them right back to him. Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take it cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to a lower state. So, for gold is tried in the fire. That's what reading the Lord would tell the devil to try him.
Just like how he told Esau to try us.
Yeah, there you go. Bro, he's taking gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity.
You see that? So the same trial thing. So Satan, once again, Esau's the physical counterpart of the spiritual demon Satan. So once again, Satan had to go give a report to the Most High. And what did he say? You consider my servant Israel, my children Israel. How there's none like it. So this all goes into what? Somebody, let's get it. Do you think we wanted to go off and disobey the Most High? We didn't have a choice. Somebody get Romans 8:20. And it's the Most High being a witness unto himself. Because now, everybody's around here wondering who are his chosen. Start at verse 19.
This is Romans chapter 8, verse 19. For the earnest expectation of the creatures, waiting for the manifestation of the sons of the Most High.
All right, everybody waiting for the manifestation of the sons of God, man. You see that? Go ahead.
Verse 20.
Who are the sons of God? Starting with Adam, go to the book of Luke, it reads all the way to Adam, all the way through down to Yahushua. You see that? We are the sons of God. Keep going.
For the creature was made subject to vanity, not willingly.
And the creature was made subject to vanity. That vanity is talking about sin. The creature was made subject to vanity, not willingly. It wasn't because of his own will. Oh, I just want to go out here and sin today. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to do that. No. Go ahead.
But by reason of him who have subjected the same in hope.
So why didn't the serpent go to Adam? Why didn't the serpent go to Adam? Because he wasn't ordained to go to Adam. He went right where the Most High influenced him to go. You see that? Just for us to be in the position that we're in right now. So let's go back to that Job real quick. The creature was made subject to vanity, not willingly, but for the same, to offer the same in hope. He put us in a position of hope. That's right. To give us a true understanding. Just trust. You trust what I'm doing, and I'll give you the understanding of what I'm doing. It said the Lord shall do nothing, but he revealeth the secret to the prophets, the servants of prophets. So now once you start listening to the Lord, your life becomes a whole lot easier. You're able to endure just the way Job did. And we're not saying, oh, I got the understanding now, I ain't gonna be touched. No. More than likely, you're gonna be touched even more. Be tempted even more. But you're gonna have a different mindset on it. You ain't gonna have that pressure on you like everybody else got that pressure. Right?
Just like the verse Quan brought out, prepare thy soul for temptation when thou goest to follow the Lord. You're gonna be in the same fire as these heathens are, but
no,
I'll say spiritual, like while we in this wicked kingdom, we're in the same, I'll say darkness, same affliction, but we have a remedy to heal ourselves. Well, I'll say the Lord gives us ointment to heal ourselves and gives us light that we can see in this dark place, while these other people who are in the darkness are stumbling around in the darkness.
Just imagine if you're at peace with your situation, right? You started noticing things a lot differently, right? You know, before when you're worried about paying bills, worrying about this, worrying about that, like you had an extra problem on your plate that didn't really need to have to be there. But you still didn't get evicted. You still got a place to stay. You still got food on the table. I don't even know where it came from. It came from Lord.
Hey, Con, that go back to what you were saying earlier. Knowing the game plan, knowing the syllabus of the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, man. Knowing why we down here. The conclusion of the whole matter, man. So when these things get to going, oh no, what's happening? That's why knowledge and wisdom shall be the stability of that time. Not the knowledge and wisdom of this world, but the knowledge and wisdom of the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, man. You know? That way, so when these things go down, you won't have to be like, oh yeah, man, y'all don't know what's going on. Pastor, can you tell me what's going on? They can't even tell you why, because they're not sitting here of the Lord himself, man. You know, he said he's going to raise up pastors within his name. So therefore, his pastor's going to be able to know and be able to tell you what's going on within these times, man.
Got precept.
Go ahead.
This is book of Psalms 119, verse 133. Order my steps in thy word, and let not any iniquity have dominion over me. Deliver me from the oppression of man, so will I keep thy precepts. Just backing up what the bishop was saying about, you know, having your mindset changed. You have to change your mindset, what? Through the word, through these peaceful precepts. That's how you have order and stability.
Right, so just imagine if Satan was going to be able to affect the mindset of Job, right? Job ain't let nobody affect his mindset. He said, is he only my God when I'm doing well? Is he not my God when I'm not doing? You know, I'm roughly paraphrasing. He's still my power regardless of what kind of affliction or what kind of happiness I'm in. So it doesn't matter. So let's go back to that Job real quick.
This is Hebrews chapter 12 and verse 6. For whom the Lord Yahweh loveth, he chasteneth, and scourgeth every son whom he receiveth. If he endure chastening, Yahweh dealeth with you as with sons. For what son is he whom the Father chasteneth not? And I bring that out just because, hey, in this truth, just like how Shai was chastened, he went through hard times, we're going to go through the same thing. And we're supposed to know that, hey, because no servant is greater than his master. Yahweh Shai went through the troubles. We're going to go through the same trouble. And all that is a build-up of our faith and our trusting in Yahweh Shai.
Go ahead.
All right, just flow real quick, right? Okay. Philippians.
Passport, bro.
Roll with it.
I knew I was gonna let it slide, man. Philippians 2:5. Let this mind be in you, which also let this mind be in you.
The Lord did it.
Let this mind be in you, which was also in Yahushua. And this is what he said, John 4:32. John 4:31. In the meanwhile, his disciples prayed, saying, Master, eat. But he said unto them, I have meat to eat that ye know not of. So that meat was to be crucified. And he said, yo, y'all can't take part in that. Y'all have no idea what I got to go through. Yeah, that's what Paul said. He said, I wish I could be crucified for Yahushua, or for his people. But that was for Yahushua to do. And he had to suffer. So the Lord said, let that mind be in us, the same that was in Yahushua and Job as well. It says, therefore said the disciples one to another, have any man brought him up to eat? Yahushua said unto them, my meat is to do the will of him that sent me, and to finish his work. That's what Job was doing. And then he said this, while he was on the cross, being in the affliction. Like you said, you always still honor the Most High, even in your affliction. Matthew 27:46. And about the 9th hour, I think it's like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, about the 9th hour, Yahushua cried aloud with a voice saying, Eli, 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 lama sabachthani, which means, my power, my God, why have thou forsaken me? So he still acknowledged him as God, as the Father, even though he was in that afflicted state. So that is to say, my God, why hast thou forsaken me? So imagine when Esau shows up and all hell breaks loose, you're not going to abandon the Most High. We're going to say, yo, please be with us in this affliction. Send your holy angel. You know what I mean? So the reason Yahushua said that, he still acknowledged him as God, as the power. Because at that moment, the Most High turned his head from him. So Yahushua can give up the ghost himself. You know what I mean? So he said, yo, whoa, why you don't turn from him. Yeah. And he said, no, you got to do this yourself. So, but yeah, in the midst of that, he still called him God.
So let this mind be in you as it was in the Yahushua Mashiach. Right. So that shows a difference, right? Somebody get 1 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 14. So if we have that mind in us, we're able to be instructed in those times.
This is 1 Corinthians chapter 2 and verse 14. But the natural man receiveth not the things of the Spirit of Yahweh.
So he can't have that mindset. The natural man cannot have that mindset because we're built to have that mindset.
Yeah, they're gonna fall to anxiety, worrying about the future. They're gonna fall to fear, worrying about the past. You know, emotions and shit.
And they're gonna be troubled by the things they see in the present, right in front of their face.
Yeah, self-worship.
Hey, the point, Isaiah 33:6, knowledge and wisdom shall be the stability of thy time, man. Knowing who your Lord and Savior is, man. Having that, what's the word I'm looking for? Yeah, let's use flame retardant. Why? Because, hey, that's what's going to purify this place, man. Having that flame retardant spirit of the righteousness of the Lord, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, that way anything brought upon you won't knock you off your pivot, man. Won't knock you off your righteous pedestal, if you will. You know?
You got people out here got pivot feet like LeBron.
God. Hey, so with that being said, you would be in the same mindset, or you would want to have the same mindset as Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego, Ananiah, Azariah, and Mishael, man. So with that being said, 2/3 of our people, if they're brought to the chopping block, oh no, God, oh please don't do it. It's the Lord leading you up to this, man. Show your faith if you have any, man. Faith is a gift. So with that being said, show the gift. Hey, show off that gift that the Lord Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua has given you, man. You know?
Be like that dude on that slave movie. You did this to me.
Hey, come. Me.
That's how you gotta be. So now, let's get back to 1 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 14. Having the mind of Yahushua in the time of affliction. Let's go.
This is 1 Corinthians 2 and 14. But the natural man receiveth not the things of the Spirit of Yahweh, for they are foolishness unto him, neither can he know them, because they are spiritually discerned.
So we have to have a spiritual discernment to be able to have that mindset of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua in that time. Go ahead.
But he that is spiritual judgeth all things, yet he himself is judged of no man.
All right, that don't have to really be dealing with other people. We're able to judge certain matters. Like we're during the time of affliction, we're able to judge that matter and be like, oh yeah, this is what the Lord called me to do. This is what the Lord called me for. This is what the Lord has set up to bring me through. That's the mindset that we have to have. Go ahead.
For who have known the mind of the Lord Yahweh, Bashim Yahushua,
She said, keep this mind in you as the mind of the Lord. Go ahead.
that he may instruct him.
So you have to have that mindset so you can be instructed by Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, so you won't move in haste in the time of trouble. Go ahead.
But we have the mind of a Mashiach.
So we may be instructed by Yahweh Bashim Yahushua because we have that mindset. So fear is not, we're not going to operate on fear, we're going to operate on the other F word, faith.
Hey, come on, Salaki. Hey, with that being said, the F word, all right? The Lord, for one, hey, by us having the spirit of the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, we don't have the spirit of fear.
Right.
We have the spirit of power, man.
Faith.
And that power comes from faith. We around here dropping F-bombs.
Now this is Proverbs chapter 20, verse 24. Man's goings are of the Lord. How can a man then understand his own way? So, Khan, just like the bishop said, they don't have the discernment of what they do. They don't know what they do because it's sent by the ultimately by the Most High Yahweh by Shemel
Precept. Go ahead.
This is Jeremiah, chapter 10, verse 23. O Lord Yahweh, I know that the way of man is not in himself. It is not in man that walketh to direct his steps. This is what Jeremiah was saying. He was saying, Lord, I know that you the one control the steps of a man. I know that you control the actions of a man and that the ways of a man are not in himself. You don't get up and just assume that you're going to do something. You do whatever the Lord set up a program for you to do for whatever day, month, year, or whatever that time frame is. You would never ever do anything outside of the will of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua.
Boom. All right, go back to that Job real quick. You got a precept? You got a precept? All right, go ahead. Let Yahweh go.
Proverbs chapter 16, verse 3. Commit thy works unto Yahweh, and thy thoughts shall be established. So the more we do the work in the name of Yahweh Shai, we start gaining understanding, wisdom, faith, mercy, and hope. That's the important thing to hold on to.
Right, and that's how your footsteps become established.
Just following that tactic. Man's towards the Lord. This is Proverbs 16 and verse 9. A man's heart devises his way, but the Lord, Yahweh Shai, directs his steps.
Go to verse 1.
All right, we're going to jump back to the first one. Proverbs 16 and 1. The preparations of the heart and man, and the answer of the tongue is from the Lord. All the ways of man are clean in his own eyes, but the Lord weigheth the spirits.
No, that's it. That's it. All the ways of man are clean in his own eyes, but the Lord is the spirit. Why? Because he put that spirit in you. You might have it in your mind, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. No, the spirit I put in you, you going to do this. That's what you're going to do. Nothing else. Yeah, what?
This is Ecclesiasticus chapter 15. And I'm going to start at verse 15. It says, if thou wilt to keep the commandments and to perform acceptable faithfulness, he hath set fire and water before thee. Stretch forth thy hand unto whether thou wilt. Before man is life and death, and whether him like it shall be given him. So come on, man. Hey, you can stretch forth your hand wherever you want, man. But ultimately, wherever you stretching your hand, that's where the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua got you stretching it, man. So if you want to stretch your hand over here to wickedness, but you actually go into righteousness, man. Hey, that's why it says it's going to be it's going to be given you whether so. Hold on, let me read that right. It says, before man is life and death, and whether him like him shall be given him. So if you're stretching it over here death, you want death. Hey, the Lord giving you life, and you don't got nothing you can do about it, man. So whatever he wants to give you, that's what he's going to give you, you know? Hey, the creation can't say to the creator, oh yeah, man, nah, put these shoes on me, I don't want to wear, nah. you gonna get what he give you, man.
They try to do that with BBL, but you know.
That's like a car. A car is gonna crank up and drive. It's never gonna wake up and be in the water. It's never gonna wake up and take off on the plane. It was manufactured to drive on the ground. That's what it's gonna do.
Or like the brother Kubash was saying, the car gonna crank up and drive. The car gonna get in there. He be like, you know what? I don't feel like my transmission working today, so we ain't going nowhere today. The car ain't gonna do that. Once you keep your car up, that car gonna do exactly what you want it to do. Crank up and go where it's gonna take you. Yeah, because you become that spirit of that car. The car has nothing without spirit inside of it guiding and directing. You see that? Just like these bodies are nothing without spirit inside guiding and directing them. Who guides that and direct that spirit? The most y'all about to see y'all shots. Somebody else do something down here? All right, go ahead.
This is Isaiah chapter 40, verse 12. Who have measured the waters in the hollow of his hand, and measured out heaven with the span, and comprehended the dust of the earth in a measure, and weighed the mountains in a scale, and the hills in balance. Who have directed the spirit of the Lord, or being his counselor, have taught him, with whom took he counsel, and who instructed him and taught him in the path of in judgment, and taught him knowledge and showed to him the way of understanding. So, man, no one has done that for the Lord. The Lord has done that for all his creations. There's nothing a creation can do to the Creator.
Right. We probably bring out almost every camp for the past 3 camps. Like your favorite, yeah, like your favorite food. Like you brought it out last week too.
This is Exodus chapter.
Oh no. No.
It's Exodus chapter 7, verse 3. And I will harden Pharaoh's heart and multiply my signs and my wonders in the land of Egypt. And I'm going to jump to verse 5. And the Egyptians shall know that I am the Lord Yahweh when I stretch forth mine hand upon Egypt and bring out the children of Israel from among them. And this is the Lord speaking to Moses, telling him the plan. Moses could have been like, oh, well, I'm finna go to somewhere else, or oh, I'm gonna let the Egyptians know that you about to do this. Even if he did that, the Lord was still gonna put those plagues upon Egypt, still gonna bring out the children of Israel, and still gonna let the entire world know that he exists.
Just like it said, the Lord would do nothing but reveal his secrets to his prophets. Right? That's what he did. That's what he did to Moses. Imagine you something Moses that go tell him to free my people. So he's thinking, oh, this is the Most High telling me this. He's definitely gonna say yes to freeing the people. He gets there, nah, I ain't letting Israel go. And he come back to the Lord. Why you didn't say it? No, he said, listen, I'm gonna harden his heart. He's gonna say no. But I'm sending you there anyway. He's gonna say no about 3 times, but that 3rd time, I got something for him, okay? Just follow my plan. And he had no choice but to follow my plan. But
multiply his sign.
Imagine like going back to the little army figurines that you played with as a kid, right? Like you telling them the plan. We're gonna go over this flank. We're gonna send the tanks over here. Like you really talking to some individuals. Like we are nothing but a spring of brass to the Most High. But still, he talks to us in a form of compassion and giving us an understanding of his plan. So what is that doing? Comforting us. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Job 33 and 14. For Yahweh speaketh once, yea, twice, yet man perceiveth it not. All right? In a dream, so man can't perceive it unless the Lord reveals it to you.
Go ahead.
In a dream, so the Lord is speaking now, they can't even catch it. Unless he opens up their penile gland and receive it. Open up their spirit to receive it. In a dream, in a vision of the night, when deep sleep falleth upon men, and slumberings upon the bed, then he openeth the ears of men, to your mind, and sealeth their instructions, that he may withdraw man from his purpose, and hide pride from man. So they'll never know the ways of the Most High unless he reveals it.
Gosh. See that? So you have to be chosen for those things to be revealed unto you in order to get that certain level of comfort that the Lord's given unto his elect. Everybody else is going to be gone out of their mind. It's like a sound mind is going to be a hot commodity in that time when the Lord starts really moving furniture, man. When we start tearing the shit up. Go ahead.
It's Ephesians chapter 5, verse 14. Wherefore he saith, awake, thou that sleepest, and arise from the dead, and the Mashiach shall give thee light. See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the times, because because the days are evil. Wherefore, be not unwise, but understanding what the will of Yahweh is. So we have to understand that by awakening to the truth of Yahweh by Shema Shai and abiding by his gospel, he's leading us away from the judgment coming to this place. Because this place is going to get hit by 200 million nuclear missiles. We have to away from the sleep of this world, the darkness of this place. We have to walk circumspectly to not fall into the traps and snares of this place. Because 2/3 of our people, they're walking around foolishness. Like this is a place of flowers and stuff to like skip and lollygag through, when really we're in the valley of the shadow of death. But we have to understand that the will of Yahweh by Shema Shai is to destroy this place. So it might be beautiful for now, but the end of this place is destruction. And we're trying to escape that.
Come on, precepts.
This is Proverbs 16:9. A man's heart devises his way, but the Lord directed his footsteps. He's describing this when they were speaking on the point of Pharaoh, right? It's the same situation, right? The Lord put it on his heart not to let us go at that time, so he could bring forth the rest of the plagues. Even though in his mind he had it set, well, I'm gonna let them go this day, the next day, same thing. But the Lord directed his footsteps, man, to bring forth his prophecy and bring forth his will.
All right, come on. All right, so let's get back to that Job real quick.
Job 2:3. And Yahweh said unto Satan, hast thou considered my servant Job, that there is none like him in the earth?
Have you considered my servant Israel, and there's none like them in the earth? Go ahead.
A perfect and upright man, one that fears Yahweh and escheweth evil, and still he holdeth fast his integrity.
Integrity means his innocence, right? The elect are holding fast their integrity, their innocence, man. Why? Because they have the spirit of Yahweh by Shema Shai, man.
Although thou movest me against him to destroy him without cause, and Satan answered Yahweh and said, skin for skin, yea, all the man have, and he will give for his life. But put forth thy hand now and touch his bone and his flesh, and he will curse thee to thy face.
Right. So he was saying that because Job was in the flesh, right? That spirit ain't gonna matter if you put affliction on him. You gonna leave that spirit alone. It's like, damn the spirit, because you're afflicting the flesh, and that's what he's expecting Israel to say right now. You see that? But because of the will, not because of Israel, because of the will of the Lord, right? We're not allowed. It's not allowed for all of Israel to be unrighteous, because that's not according to his will. You see that? We were set up to be the righteous heirs to the throne under Yahweh Shai, man. See, so it has nothing to do with us, particularly as a people. He made us a peculiar people. Somebody get Deuteronomy 7:6 or 7:6. Yeah.
Deuteronomy 7:6.
Yeah, just like how Job was to Yahweh, that's how Israel is to Yahweh.
This is Deuteronomy chapter 7 and verse 6. For thou art a holy people unto the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Shai, thy power. The Lord thy power have chosen thee to be a special people unto himself.
Right.
Above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
So he deals with us a little bit different. So we're the righteous heirs to the throne under Yahweh Shai, of Yahweh Bashim Shai, his chosen people. Just like how he felt particular about Job, he feels particular about the nation of Israel the same way. But right now, he's only dealing with the first fruits. All right? His will for the first fruits is salvation. His will to the 2/3 is destruction. That's just what it is. There's no way around it. There ain't nothing that we did better than them. We were just chosen to be in that lot. All right, let's go back to that, Job. So Satan thought that, put some punishment on him. Put some fire up on him. I bet you he'll curse you and leave you. All right, go ahead.
Job 2:6. And Yahweh said unto Satan, behold, he is in thine hand, but save his life. So went Satan forth from the presence of Yahweh, and smote Job with sore bows, from the sores of his foot unto his crown. And he took him a potsherd to scrape himself withal.
Somebody get Isaiah chapter 1.
And he sat down among the ash.
Hold that song real quick. Putrefying sword.
Oh, verse 6.
It's verse 6. Isaiah 1:6.
This is Isaiah chapter 1, verse 6.
That's it.
Well, yeah. Verse 6, from the sole of the foot, I think I started at verse 5.
Now read that again with what happened to Job.
Job 2:6. And Yahweh said to Satan, behold, he is in thy hand, but save his life. So when Satan forth from the presence of Yahweh, and smote Jacob with sore bounds, from the sole of his foot unto his ground. Job.
See how that connection is right there? See that? Read that real quick in Isaiah.
In Isaiah chapter 5, Isaiah chapter 1, verse 5, why should ye be stricken anymore? Ye will revolt more and more. The whole head is sick, and the whole heart faint. From the sole of the foot even unto the head, there is no soundness in it, but wounds and bruises or putrefying sores, they have not been closed.
All right, so now those sores have been healed through Yahweh Shai, man. Through Yahweh Shai. So now we have that. Now we don't have that mindset of Jacob. We have that mindset of Job and Israel through Yahweh Shai, and it's cleansing. You see what I'm saying? So now once we are afflicted, that affliction does not deter us from what we feel spiritually. That makes sense. It doesn't cause us to lose our integrity, right?
That's like the same boiling water that made the egg soft. It made the what it made called?
The egg.
Oh no, I'm tripping. It made the potato sauce. Salaki, I butchered that. So the same water that made the potato sauce made the egg hard. So the Lord getting us ready to endure Jacob's covenant and the things that he brings to his place, so we be seen worthy of that salvation that he has for us in store at the latter end.
Good. Beautiful. All right. Yeah. Bruh. So we gotta bring it out. Please bring it out.
This is Matthew chapter 6, verse 27.
You can't even be in the park.
It says, which of you by taking thought can add 1 cubit unto his stature? And again, that's another question on free will. Which one of you can add a cubit or a few inches or a few feet in your height? Make yourself taller. You know what I'm saying? Make yourself whatever.
Make yourself something other than what the Lord made.
Exactly. Again, no free will. That's why I brought that out. No free will.
No, none at all.
If you can't make yourself taller in any other thing or change whatever, you change your eye color at will or whatever it is you want to do, you don't have free will. The Lord directs your steps. You do what you're supposed to do.
All right. So now, from understanding that, where Job, go ahead.
Oh, real quick, I was talking to somebody about free will the other day. And I was telling them, if you got free will, do this, do that. Well, you're making up rules, and I was trying to tell them, like, if you had free will, there wouldn't be any rules. Like,
Exactly. So now, where we left off on that 2 Thessalonians chapter 2.
Damn, Salaki, when you say it like that, it's the fact that they don't want to do the will of the Lord, but they want to do the will of Esau. Oh, you making up rules. Shit, you ain't saying nothing about the 20,000 that they got in place down this bad boy. Shit, and you still abiding by them. So like,
I'm trying to at least.
come on.
All right, so you have those that are going to stand sturdy like Job, right? But you got those that are going to fold, because why? That's how they were created, man. Keep going.
Now, this is 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 10. It says, and with all deceivableness of unrighteousness and them that perish.
All deceivableness and unrighteousness and them that perish. Go ahead.
Because they have received not the love of the truth.
They have not received the love of the truth. Go ahead.
That they might be saved. And for this cause, Yahweh shall send them strong delusion.
You gonna say it?
Yahweh shall send them strong delusion that they should believe a lie.
Keep going. It get worse.
Verse 11. Verse 12. That they all might be damned who believe not the truth, but have pleasure in unrighteousness. But we are bound to give thanks always to Yahweh for you, brethren, beloved of the Lord, because Yahweh hath from the beginning chosen you to salvation through sanctification of the Spirit and belief of the truth.
See that? So he gave it to the ones that the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, who are the elect of the children of Israel, to believe in the truth. When the rest of them are going to be blinded all the way to the end. right, so now let's get Romans chapter 9. Wait, no, wait. Is it Romans 9? Let's find it out. For the children not yet being born. That's Romans 9.
Okay, Romans 9:11. Now this is Romans chapter 9, verse 11.
All right, so now we're gonna get a little bit deeper into it. All right, on the fact that there's no free will. Everybody has to operate under the accord of the Most High Yahweh. All right, go ahead.
Romans 9:11.
Romans 9 and 11.
For the children being not yet born,
This is an emergency. 911. Go ahead.
neither having done any good or evil,
For the children not yet being born, neither having done any good or evil. Right? So we just went back to all manner created of the ground, and through much knowledge the Lord hath made their ways diverse. Go ahead.
that the purpose of Yahweh, according to election, might stand, not of works, but of him that calleth.
Not of works. It has nothing to do with the works of man, but of him that calleth. The Lord is calling the shots. Go ahead.
It was said unto her, the elder shall serve the younger.
It was said unto her, the elder shall serve the younger. The Lord gave the ordainment of that. You see that? By tradition, the elder is supposed to be, the younger is supposed to serve the elder. But the Lord came down and switched it. All right? Because Esau thought, because he was fighting in the womb, because he was trying to fight to get out the womb first, that he was going to have dominion forever. That was his mindset from in the womb. Guess who put that mindset there in him? The Lord put him in there. Just like he told Jeremiah, before I formed you in the womb, I knew that. He knew Esau too. Before he put him in the belly, he knew Esau too.
That's right.
Matter of fact, somebody get it. A week of their strength from the womb. Don't think that they just miraculously getting. No, the Lord sent them for that purpose also.
This is Psalms chapter 9, verse 17. It says, the wicked, so like,
58:3.
It should be 58. Yeah, 58. Like 3.
Psalms 58, verse 3.
Yeah, I know it.
It says, the wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies.
See that? They're estranged from the womb. Just like how the Lord knew us in the beginning before he put us in the womb, the Lord knew them also. You see that? So there's no difference, man. There's no difference. Go ahead.
Verse 4 says, their poison is like the poison of the serpent.
The poison is like the poison of the serpent. The same serpent that went to Eve and put that bullshit in her ear. And we go back to Romans 8:20. The creature was subject to vanity, not willingly. It was all according to the will of the Most High. Go ahead.
It says, they are like the deaf adder that stoppeth her ear, which will not hearken to the voice of charming ever so wise.
So we're out here charming. So the people that won't hearken to the voice of the charmers, they weren't set up to hearken to the voice of the charmers. Now, what we were down here? Yeah, didn't we finish that? Romans 9. Yeah, Romans 9.
What was that? That was 13.
Huh? Yeah, start over.
Romans 9:11. For the children being not yet born, neither having done any good or evil, that the purpose of Yahweh, according to election, might stand,
Right.
not of works, but of him that calleth.
All right.
It was said unto her, the elder shall serve the younger. As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated.
Right. So he had made all the ways diverse. Right. As it was told to her, 2 manner of people in thy belly. He created one of those people for him to love, and the other one for him to hate. So the Most High does hate. Keep going.
Verse 14. What shall we say then? Is there unrighteousness with Yahweh? Yahweh forbid.
Right. Right. Is there unrighteousness with the Most High? There's like somebody gonna ask me, how can he get upset and angry with somebody if he created them that way? Because that's his purpose. That's why he created them. That's just like asking why does the villain have to be the villain in the movie? Why does Kingpin have to be the villain in Daredevil? Because that was the way the director created the movie to be. You see what I'm saying? So we can't get outside of that. So now it's just all it is just to show humanity his existence. He's a witness unto himself. We don't have the understanding of who he is. We're developing the understanding, right? On this side, luckily. But everybody else gonna have to develop it through Alashatra. Go ahead.
Verse 15, where he saith unto Moses, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy.
So he created vessels of honor and vessels of dishonor, vessels that he wanted to have mercy upon, and vessels that he set up to destroy. He ain't never make like a clay figure just so you can bash it. You see that? Or make some sand figures in the beach so you can kick it over. You see that? Go ahead.
And I will have compassion on whom I will have compassion. So then it is not of him that willeth, nor of him that runneth, but of Yahweh that showeth mercy.
And so you have the Most High to show mercy. And you have to be created for that, to be showed that mercy. Go ahead.
Verse 17, for the scripture saith unto Pharaoh, even for this same purpose have I raised thee up, that I might show my power in thee.
Okay, so now who is the Pharaoh now? Who is being risen up now? For the Lord to show his power in them. Esau. See that? Hold on, let's get it. Hold on, pause right there. Pause. Pause. Let's get it. Let's get no. You already read that. Let's get Proverbs 20 and 24, did we bring that up? No. Proverbs 20 and 24 and Proverbs 21 and 1.
I did.
This is Proverbs 20 and 24. It says, man's goings are of the Lord. How can a man then understand his own way?
Right. So how can a man understand his own way if he don't understand the Lord and his ways are the goings, the man's goings are of the Lord. If he don't understand the Lord, he ain't understand his path in life. He's gonna be everlasting fighting against the Lord. All right. 21 and 1. Yeah.
This is Proverbs chapter 21, verse 1. The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, as the rivers of water. He turneth it whithersoever he will. Every way of a man is right in his own eyes, but the Lord pondereth the hearts.
Right, so think about it. He said, Israel might have he raised Pharaoh up that he might show his power in thee. Same thing he's doing with Esau. He said what he said? Somebody get Daniel 4:17 again.
Ain't like with Trump, you know. Hey, the Gulf of Mexico, Gulf of America. Hey, Canada might as well be the 51st state, you know. Hey, he's getting up, boasting his heart's desire, you know. He wanna take in everything. He's doing what the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua is commanding him to do. It's not what, oh yeah, he just woke up. Shit, if that's the case, why he ain't do it his first term, you know? It's a time and place for everything, man. And the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua is moving those chess pieces around right now, you know?
Back up Proverbs 16 and 4, and also the word Pharaoh means great house. All right, that's what it used to be. It used to mean great house, but then they started using it for the Pharaoh himself. All right. So Esau represents that great house that's going to be destroyed as a people. But also you have the specific leaders amongst Esau. Proverbs 16 and 4. Yahweh have made all things for himself, just like Pharaoh was made for the Most High exaltation, to show his deliverance to us. Yahweh made all things for himself, yea, even the wicked for the day of evil. Everyone that is proud in heart is an abomination to Yahweh, just like the Pharaoh. Though hand joined in hand, Moses tried to still be cool with Pharaoh. He shall not go unpunished. Yeah. The Lord still punishes that. So that thing gonna happen with Esau.
The same thing gonna happen with Esau, man.
Yep.
All right. So going back, you got something there? Okay. So going back to what I told you again, Daniel 4:17.
This is Daniel chapter 4, verse 17. This matter is by the decree of the watchers and the demand by the word of the holy ones to the inherit to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men and give it to whomever he will.
Right, you just said the king's heart is in the hand of the Most High, and he turned the course of it like the rivers of water. So now with that being said, right, who is being set up right now? Esau's being set up. All right, so let's get that Isaiah.
This is Isaiah chapter 54, verse 16. Behold, I have created the smith that blows the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work. And I have created the waster to destroy it.
He has created the waste to destroy it. So he has created the smith that brings the coals, right? All this is for the Lord's will. So there's nobody can operate outside that.
Yeah, raise them up with that missile.
Right, he raised them up with that missile. That's going into Revelation chapter 13. How he rose them up, all the way from Esau to the Greeks with Alexander, from the Greeks to the Romans, going into the Greco-Roman Empire, going into the Diadochi. Then you had the Triumvirate. Then you had Titus and Vespasian. Then you had the fall of the Roman Empire. Then you had the rebirth of the Roman Empire. Now you have what we have today. And who constructed all that? The Most High did, man. Somebody can, we already read Jeremiah 10:20 again. Oh Lord, I know the way of man is not in him. All right, somebody bring that out. Oh yeah, I thought he did. All right, let's get
Go ahead.
I don't know if we brought it out already. It's Isaiah chapter 55 and verse 8. It says, "For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, says the Lord Yahweh. For as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts." Just to back up what all the Akim are talking about, again, Most High's thoughts are not our thoughts. Okay, so he's thinking on another level. All right, and Lord willing, we have that spiritual power to think on that level, to get close to that. But he's put all these pieces in place. Okay, all right, like Kevin Samuels used to say, you can't make this stuff up. All right, we couldn't come up with such a picture, with such a theater, such a stage as things are happening right now. Okay, only the Most High, the same God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, can come up with everything that's being with the picture that's being painted right now. All right, so his thoughts are not our thoughts, and our thoughts are not his thoughts, man. All right, that's why we have to stay in order and stay in line with these precepts and these commandments, so that hopefully we can be in that state of righteousness and that right mindset, like I keep talking about.
All right, so let's get back to that Romans. Yeah, what's up? Let's get back to that Romans.
Romans 9:17. For the scripture says to Pharaoh, even for this same purpose have I raised thee up, that I may show my power in thee, that my name might be declared throughout all the earth.
Right, so the Lord's name is going to be declared by all the earth. Man, I remember it was probably about maybe 2015. I was at work, and I was talking to a young lady, and I was like teaching her, and she was believing everything except when we get to the point where Esau being taken out of power. I mean, that was hard for her to believe because of how powerful he's become on the earth. But there's a reason why he's that powerful on the earth. The Lord set him up. At that time, during the Exodus, Egypt was the most known power on the earth at that time. Like, Egypt was ruling the known world at that time. So Esau is being set up the same exact way right now for the same exact purpose. Read that again.
Romans 9:17. For the scripture says to Pharaoh, even for this same purpose have I raised thee up, that I might show my power in thee, and that my name might be declared throughout all the earth.
Go ahead. Keep going.
Therefore have he mercy on whom he will have mercy, and whom he will harden.
Right, so he's hardening, just like he hardened the heart of Pharaoh, he's hardening the heart of Esau. He puffing Esau up real big, man. Go ahead.
Verse 19. Thou wilt say then unto me, why do ye find fault?
Same thing the point. How he gonna get mad at them? Because that's what he set him up to do. Go ahead.
For who hath resisted his will?
Who has resisted his will? Nobody can resist his will. Go ahead.
Nay, but oh man, who art thou that repliest against Yahweh?
How you gonna reply against the Most High? How you gonna? Really? You got the audacity. That's the pride of humanity. See, you give humanity a certain level of consciousness, they think they know every damn thing. Go ahead.
Shall the thing formed say to him that formed it, why hast thou made me thus?
The Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans need to understand that they're the children of Israel. The Lord chose them to be that. If your father's name is Yahweh, his son's name is Yahushua, you need to understand that. That's what we call on upon for salvation. Can I read that part again?
Romans 9:20. Nay, the old man who art thou that rebellest against Yahweh? Shall the thing which formed say to him that formed it, why hast thou made me thus?
Yeah, can you say that? No, you can't. You can try to. But if you give a sacrifice of food, go ahead.
Verse 21, have not the potter power over the clay of the same lump to make one vessel to honor and another to dishonor?
Right. And the potter power over the lump of clay to make a vessel unto honor and a vessel to dishonor. Just like how we said in the beginning, man. Just like how we said in the beginning. He has all men are from the ground, and through much knowledge the Lord hath divided the ways and made the ways diverse, man. So can Esau say, why you made me Esau? Esau loving his skin right now, though. But Israel not loving. Want to do it? You make me do it. Right. Israel not loving the purpose that they were put on the earth for. Right. He ain't comprehend the latter days. Go ahead.
Going back to what you talked about of Esau being set up as the power in Egypt was set up as the power. This is Matthew chapter 17, verse 20. And Yahweh shall say unto them, because of your unbelief, for verily I say unto you, if ye have faith as a grain of a mustard seed, ye shall say unto this mountain, remove hence to yonder place, and it shall remove, and nothing shall be impossible unto you. Right now, these mountains are in our way. These mountains are in the way, and with our faith, we're moving them. And going back to what you were saying, there has to be mountains. There has to be mountains made for us to move with our faith.
Right.
To show, to show the type of magnification of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai.
Back him up. Jeremiah 51:25. Behold, I am against thee, O destroying mountain, saith Yahweh, which destroyeth all the earth.
Right.
And I will stretch out my hand upon thee and roll thee down the rock. And it's going to be a rough downfall. and will make thee a burnt mountain.
Talking about America, talking about Babylon, man. That's what the Lord has in store for Babylon, bro. Yep. And that's the whole purpose of Babylon, the daughter of Babylon being risen up like that. Let's kick it up and let's go to I think it's Revelation 17.
Yeah, the point was having faith to move that mountain.
Fine. Right. So having faith, yeah, I want to touch on that.
Built up the mountain, but he gave us the faith to move that mountain. So if it was never there, we would never be given that faith to move it.
Right. So because all according to the Most High's will. Right. So now check this out. Check this out. All we have to do is what he tells us to do, because the mountain's gonna be moved anyway. So we have the faith and believing on what the Lord said, right? And operating off that faith, we really have a choice anyway. Operating off that faith, that mountain's gonna move, man. See that? It's just that simple. Right, so let's get Revelation 17.
Verse 1.
Let's start at 1.
Revelation 17:1. And there came one of the 7 angels, which had the 7 vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, come hither, I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters.
All right, so this is the judgment on Babylon, right? Judgment on America, the United States of America, right? Judgment on that golden city, that golden age that Trump's trying to recreate. Go ahead.
With whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication.
And why did the kings of the earth commit fornication? It was all set up by Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Remember how he did with Tyre and Zidon in Ezekiel 27? The same thing he's doing with America. Tyre and Zidon had one of the richest ports in Africa at one point in time, and he used to bring a lot of ships and freight in and import a lot of stuff. Just like how America is doing, right? Somebody, let's get that real quick. Let's get I think it's Ezekiel 27 or Ezekiel 28. And they said, thou art wiser than Daniel.
Talking about Tyrus.
Yeah.
Ezekiel chapter 28 and verse 3. Behold, thou art wiser than Daniel.
Right.
There is no secret that they can hide for thee.
All right, so now who's wiser than Daniel now at this point in time? Esau, man. Esau, with all this weaponry he's bringing on the earth, with all this wickedness he's bringing on the earth, it takes a certain level of wisdom to do that. And the Lord gave him that. Keep going.
With thy wisdom and with thy understanding, thou hast gotten the riches,
Huh.
and hast gotten gold and silver into thy treasure.
Right. Right, so now that's what they did. They took all the gold and silver off the earth. That's what Esau did. See that? But how is he doing that?
And that king that I was talking about there was Hamite. One of the first kings of Tyre was Hiram.
Hiram.
Remember him with King David and them? And then the king at Ezekiel 28, that would be Ethbaal the third. Ethbaal the third. But the reflection of them Hamites would go back to Egypt. Esau the same
Esau's reflecting himself in the same magnitude.
Yep.
And the Lord is lifting them up in the same way to be destroyed in the same way. All right, so I just want to get that through that wisdom that have gotten new gold. So let's go back to that Revelation 17. So with that wisdom that Esau gained and using America as a scepter, right, of Europe, right, Britain, Europe, whatever. All right, so now this prophecy, this is why the Lord's lifting them up. All right, go back to Revelation 17.
Revelation 17:2, with whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication. So he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sat upon a scarlet-colored beast.
All right, let's go. Okay, that's going into the construction of America. The woman standing on a scarlet-colored beast. That woman is talking about the United States of America. All right, so let's jump down to verse 11.
Revelation 17:11.
17.
And the beast that was and is not, even he that is 8, is of the 7 and goeth into perdition. And the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings.
All right, it's talking about the Roman Empire and the construction of the European Union and NATO that we see today. And America is the one that's sitting upon them, riding upon them, being that great horn, that scepter. All right, so now, being exalted. What does exalted mean? Being risen up. Thank you, Spawn. I needed that. That was the word I was listening. All right, so now, this is what it's talking about being constructed, right? And the point of the matter is going to get this. It's getting even better than that. The point is in verse 17. So keep going.
Verse 12.
And it proves that there's no such thing as free will. Go ahead.
Revelation 17:12. And the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings, which have received no kingdom as yet, but received power as kings 1 hour with the beast. These have one mind, and shall give their power and strength unto the beast.
Good. So they gave the power and strength to the system right here. Power and strength and their money to the system, and how do they promote that system or enforce that system is through America, through the demonocracy of America, through the manipulation of the westernized way that was being promoted through America. All right, go ahead.
Revelation 17:14. These shall make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overcome them, for he is Lord of lords and Kings of kings. And they that are with him are called and chosen and faithful. And he said unto me, the waters which thou sawest, where the horde sitteth, are people, and multitude, and nations, and tongues.
Right, so now there's America does sit upon many waters, but it's talking about going back in the ways of Babylon. Many different people, many different ways of thinking, diversity in this land. Everybody can worship however they want to worship, whatever idol they want to worship, they can do it. Right, whatever fashion or ways they want to do it, they can do it. What does that go back to the 14th Amendment? Everybody has a right to freedom, liberty, and opportunity, and whatever the hell else it says. All right, and they use that to promote their wickedness. All right, I do Lyft driving. I was dropping somebody off. It was a long 30-minute ride, and he wants to talk about politics, and he wants to talk about his preference, right? Right. So he was like, well, how would you feel if you weren't allowed to marry a woman from a different race? I said, I mean, if they made a law about that, what can I do about it? It's just a law about that. Do you feel you have the right to? I said, yeah, I feel I have the right to. Then he said, well, should it be the same thing for? I said, so now you're going down to a different rabbit hole I really don't want to go down to. But if you want to understand my opinion, I believe in the Bible, so I feel like that. I gotta, we on camera right now. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's wrong. Right? Plain and simple. It's wrong. I said, but if that's what you want to do, if you want to vote, that's between you and the Most High. You have to answer that when you go see your mate, right? So he's like, but The 14th Amendment says this, that, and the third. See, they try to use the Constitution to promote their wickedness in certain ways, in perverse ways, and manipulate the minds of the people. See that?
Hey, you said it right. You say that's between you and the Lord. You have to answer for that.
Right. You got to suffer the consequences that any thought that the Lord puts in your mind to do on the earth. Because the Lord don't like you. You were set up to do just what you're doing on earth. You get that? That's it. There's no way around it. All right? So now, with that being said, all right, what does it say? Through their policy, they shall increase on the earth. And that's what they're doing. All right, go back to that 17.
Revelation 17 and 16. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, he shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh.
All right, so is the Lord, is the Most High, as he's telling us these things, is he going like this? Let me see what's going to happen next. No. He already written it down. He's just giving us, telling us what he's about to do on the earth. He's saying these nations are going to turn and hate the whore. So guess what? Guess who's mad at America right now? The European Union is mad and upset with America right now because of these tariffs that Trump is putting on the earth, right?
God.
On these individuals. Canada is mad. Then he gave a speech day before yesterday, said the alliance and friendship that Canada once had with the United States of America is officially over. And he said, I feel sorry for those citizens of the United States, but your president has done this to you.
Hey, Con. Then you got other countries that's hitting back with retaliatory tariffs too as well, man. You got China, you got Canada. They just upped the surge charge on the 3 states that they have power over. So hey, that's gonna apply down on the people. The people coming down, that force coming down on the people, that's what you're gonna have. Uproars of the people, man. Which is gonna play into more prophecy, all right? You know, hey shit, you're gonna have the people out here going mad, man. You know, people getting up, they 9 to 5, getting tired of going to work. They barely making pennies to the dollar to get by to the next day or next week or the next month, if you will. All right, monthly bills. All right, shit, you can't make it. So hey, each thing that's keep trickling down is gonna play into more prophecy, man. It's gonna apply enough force for it to go into the next prophecy. That's why the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, he's speaking right now through his prophecy, man.
The Spirit of the Lord is the spirit of prophecy. And prophecy itself debunks free will. Because prophecy is something that is said and that will be done in the future. So no matter what goes on in between the future, the prophecy is still gonna be said. And then you have some people that say, well, in between the prophecies, you can do whatever you want. No.
Hey, Con. So just like the brother said, all right. Prophecy is already set in place. It's already established. It can't be changed, man. That's why the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua says his words shall not return to him void. So therefore, if that was the case, that means you can make the Lord out to be a liar. When Romans 3:3 states otherwise, man. You know, let every man be made a lie and let the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua be true. So therefore, what the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua has already established for the end of this place, you can't change that, man. You think Esau want to be taken out of the power? Tell him to stop if you have free will to do so.
Just to back up what the brother was saying right there, this is Isaiah chapter 55, verse 10. For as the rain cometh down and the snow from heaven, and returneth not thither, but watereth the earth, and maketh it bring forth the bud, that it may give seed to the sower and bread to the eater, so shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void.
God, it has a purpose, man. So it's not going to return to the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua void. So therefore, hey, if the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua commanded this water bottle to get up here and go and open up his top to pour out the water to that tree, it's going to do that. And it ain't going to say, well, what about this tree over here? Nah, it's been commanded to be able to do so, man. So therefore, if the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, if it's a drought in Arizona, and Arizona needs rain, and that water cycle happens to go over there, man, hey, that water is not going to be stopped. Why? Because he commanded that rain to go over there, man. Same thing with these prophecies. So the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua commanded, it's prophesied for this place to be hit with 200 million nuclear warheads, and that's not going to be stopped. That's why we see the exclamation of war building up to that point, man, right now, man. So that's why the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans need to wake up to the fact that they're the Israelites of the Holy Bible and turn back and repent to the Father Yahweh and the Son Yahushua. Yahweh meaning he exists, Yahushua meaning he delivers, man.
Let's get back to the Revelation 17.
Revelation 17, and verse 16. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh, and burn her with fire.
Right, so we're seeing that happen right now. With these European Union nations are doing they're joining together to bring forth more terrorists as an attack on the United States economy. Because they feel like Trump is attacking them, so they're going to do another attack first. But they're forming together. It says these 10 horns have turned to hate the whore. We're witnessing that right before our eyes. And there's nothing that they can do about it because it's all according to the Most High's will. Keep going.
Verse 17.
This is the point. Now, after reading all of that, this is the point.
Revelation 17 and 17. For Yahweh hath put it in their hearts to fulfill his will.
What?
For Yahweh hath put it in their hearts to fulfill his will. And to agree and give their kingdom unto the beast.
So did they have a choice? No. Did they have a choice? No, they did not have a choice. It said Yahweh put it in their hearts to do his, read it again. I don't think they got it.
Revelation 17 and 17. For Yahweh hath put it in their hearts to fulfill his will and to agree and to give their kingdom unto the beast until the words of Yahweh shall be fulfilled.
All right, and is it Revelation 20 where it says, the Lord has mustered up the host of the battle? Hold on 1 second. Anybody else got a precept? Oh, too many. This is Isaiah 55 and verse 11. It says, so shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it. So just like here, the Lord is saying anything that he has spoken, anything that he has set up to happen, anything that he has put forth to happen in the earth, it is going to happen, it is going to come to fruition, and it's going to bear fruit. His words will not return back unto him void. Anything that he said that is going to come forth is going to accomplish in the thing whereto he sent it. So it does not matter what you may think, how you may feel. The Lord's will is his will. And you do not operate, or anyone on this earth does not operate outside of it.
Wisdom of Solomon 6 and 1. Hear therefore, O ye king.
Oh yeah.
And understand. You got to learn. And ye learn, ye that be judges of the ends of the earth. Give ear, ye that rule the people, and glory in the multitude of nations. For power is given you of the Lord.
And the crazy part about it was, like, the Lord went to individuals like Nebuchadnezzar and Cyrus the Great. And said, what did he say? He said, my servant Cyrus. He set him up.
And Nebuchadnezzar.
But what did they do? They puffed themselves up. Yeah, I did this. You see what he did to Nebuchadnezzar, man?
For power is given you of the Lord, just like he gave power to Esau. Job 9 and 24, the earth is given it to him. And sovereignty from the highest. All right, they got their sovereignty, their freedom. He said he raised up the basis of men and gave them their freedom to rule. And a king. You know, that's deep right there. But who shall try your works and search out your counsel? He gave them that power, man. The whole fact that they came together and agreed and created this council upon the earth that rose up out of the sea. I mean, a group of people. And then out of that group, a small collection came together and built what we call the satanic system today: the dragon, the beast, and NATO, the horde. So the Lord said He created that, and He's gonna search out all their counsel. He said, "What? He's gonna upset? What do you say? That their head cannot perform their enterprise.
Their head cannot perform their enterprise. Set them up for failure."
Yeah, he's gonna try all their work, everything they built up. Try it.
Let me test this out. All right, look at that Isaiah 13, the book of Isaiah.
chapter 13 and verse 3. Verse 1, it says, the burden of Babylon, which Isaiah the son of Amos did see, lift ye up a banner upon the high
Ooh,
mountain.
the burden of Babylon was the read that again.
The burden of Babylon, which Isaiah the son of Amos did see.
The son of Amos did see. The burden. So who showed it to him? The Lord showed it to him. Hey, I'm gonna let you know what I'm gonna do with Babylon. Not that Babylon, but this Babylon. Go ahead.
Lift ye up a banner upon the high mountain, exalt the voice unto them.
And that's what we're doing right now. Go ahead.
Shake their hand that they may go into the gates of the noble.
Right, so we can go into their government places and tell them how wicked they been.
I have commanded my sanctified ones. I have also called my mighty ones up for my anger, even them that rejoice in my highness.
So he's bringing the angels down here. He's bringing everybody. He's all his mighty ones, all his high ones, the ones that rejoice in him. That's what he's bringing together. Why? Because of what he's bringing on the outside of that. Go ahead.
It says, the noise of a multitude in the mountains, like as of a great people, a tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of the nations gathered together.
So he's mustering up what? He's bringing all the kings of the earth together too. Not only is he raising up his mighty ones and raising up his prophets, he's raising up these armies too. Right? The Lord gonna put on a show for the whole world. Go ahead.
The Lord of hosts mustereth the host of the battle.
The Lord of hosts mustereth the host of the battle. No, that's not the one. That's Ezekiel 38. He said, put it in their hearts, put it in their mind to do a different thought. Somebody bring that out real quick. I think it's Ezekiel 38 where he said, I shall put it in their hearts to bring forth the evil thought. And I shall go to the land of unwalled villages.
Yeah.
This is it.
Bring up this about it.
Proverbs chapter 21, verse 1. The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord. As the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will. Showing that everything that happens upon the face of the earth isn't done just because it just happens. It's all of the will of Yahweh Shem Yahushua.
That's good. We brought that out again because it's going right. It's going to line up right with this right here. Go ahead.
This is Ezekiel 38, Ezekiel 38, verse 10. Thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, it shall also come to pass that at the same time shall things come into thy mind, and thou shalt think an evil thought.
How's it coming into his mind? The Lord's putting it in his mind to think an evil thought. Go ahead.
And thou shalt say, I will go up to the land of unwalled villages. I will go to them that are at rest, that dwell safely, all of them dwelling without walls, and having neither bars nor gates. So God, man, the Lord Yahweh Shai is going to put that thought into these different countries, these different nations that rise up and go against Babylon, including those 10 horns that's going to turn against the horn, man. He's going to, starting with Russia, though, hey, he's going to put that evil thought into their head. Why? Because the Lord Yahweh Shai called him to be a guard into those smaller nations, man. What you can see right now, hey, America, you know, hey, the escalation of that building up, you know, with Iran, they're talking about plotting on Iran to go over there and boom, boom, them, you know. So with that being said, hey, the scripture say the least of the flock should draw them in, you know. So by them, hey, doing that, that's gonna move Russia to come in and be that big brother, if you will, to Iran, man.
Right. And that least of the flock that's gonna draw America in and talk about Israel, man. They're talking about bringing Israel. That's what Israel's gonna be what's drawing in America into the war. Because guess what? They're fighting the Houthis over there, right? Their B-2 bombers, which can house nuclear weapons, nuclear missiles. They sent a third of them over there. There's only 19. There were 20 of them made. 21 of them made. One crashed. One was retired. So there's 19 operating on the earth. They sent 6 of them over there to the Middle East. 6 of them, and they may or may not have nuclear missiles on them, because they're talking about turning it nuclear. They're talking about, there's been talks about allegedly America upping the ante and turning things nuclear when it comes to dealing with some stuff over in Iran.
Right.
You ain't never heard about America testing a missile or rocket, and I don't know how long they done tested or they done shot down a hypersonic something this week. They trying to crank up, but they behind Russia and these other nations. They been getting ready. America just now catching on to what's going on. This place gonna fall, and it's too late to try to, you know, it's the will of the Lord for this place to fall. The Lord got them staggering how they stagger.
Somebody get Sirach 18:3.
This is Ecclesiastes chapter 18, verse 3. Who governeth the world with the palm of his hand, and all things obey his will.
I say that one for last. See that?
I'm about to say, God, that was it.
I say that one for last.
That was a mic drop.
Read it again. Yeah, so we could have went to that. We could have went to that.
But the lesson would have been too short.
Right. But hey, we want to paint a picture so you can visually see. Don't nobody operate outside what the Most High's will is, man. Nobody. Go ahead. Yeah, you can start it, boy.
Hey, this is Ecclesiastes chapter 18, verse 1. He that liveth forever, that's all one word, created all things in general. The Lord only is righteous, and there is none other but he. Who governeth the world with the palm of his hand.
He got he got the whole world in his hand.
And all things obey his will.
All things obey the will of the Father, even his Son. We're talking about the Son of God. He said, I'm down here to do my Father's will and nothing else. Go ahead.
It says, for he is the King of all, by his power, dividing holy things among them from profane.
You see that? You see that? Where does that go? Let's go back to Sirach 33 and 10. Or was it in that 10?
In the book of Sirach, chapter 33 and verse 10, it says that all men are from the ground, and Adam was created of earth. In much knowledge the Lord hath divided them and made their ways diverse.
Read that again. Hold on a second. Pause right there. You read that again? No,
this is Ecclesiastes chapter 18, verse 3. Who governeth the world with the palm of his hand, and all things obey his will. For he is the King of all, by his power dividing holy things among them from profane.
Right? You see, through much knowledge, the Lord has divided them and made their ways diverse, man. All things obey the will of Yahweh by Shemel Shah. Put some more on that.
Verse 4. To whom hath he given power to declare his works? And who shall find out his noble acts? Question mark.
Who gonna find it out? Somebody get what is it? Psalms 149 and 17.
Psalms 149.
No, go back to that Amos 3 and 6 again. Yeah, Amos 3 and 6 again.
This is Amos chapter 3 and verse 6. Shall a trumpet be blown in the city and the people not be afraid? Shall there be evil in the city and the Lord Yahweh have not done it?
Shall there be evil in the city and the Lord have not done it? All right, go keep reading.
Surely the Lord Yahweh by Shema Shai, power, will do nothing but he revealeth his secret unto his servants the prophets.
So he revealeth his secrets to the servants the prophets, man. So surely he won't do nothing until he reveals his secret to the servants of prophets. Well, let's get to that Sirach 18 and 4 again.
This is Ecclesiastes chapter 18. Say verse 4. It says, who governeth the world with the palm of his hand, and all things obey his will. For he is the King of all, by his power, dividing holy things among them.
Go to 4.
Verse 4. It says, to whom hath he given power to declare his works?
Who has he given power to declare his works? He just said he will do nothing, but he revealed his secret to his servants the prophets.
Amos 3 and 7. This is Amos 3 and 7. Surely the Lord Yahweh will do nothing but he revealeth his secret unto his servants the prophets.
See that? So now he's making us understand his will like he did with Yahweh Shai, man. Somebody get Since forth I no longer call you servants, I call you friends. So then John 15.
This is John chapter 15, verse 14.
15 to 14.
Ye are my friends if you do whatsoever I command you. Henceforth I call ye not servants. For the servant knoweth not what his Lord doeth.
Right, so everybody, the servant knows not what everybody got to serve the Lord, because can't nobody operate outside his will. Can't nobody resist his will. Right, but who is he going to show it? Who is going to show his who is he going to make understand his will? You see that? Keep going.
But I have called you friends. For all things I have heard of my Father, I have made known unto you.
You see that? Now read this again real quick.
This is
All
Ecclesiastes.
things I have made known unto I have made known unto you. Go ahead.
This is Ecclesiastes chapter 18, verse 4. So whom hath he given power to declare his works? And who shall find out his noble acts?
Who's going to find them out? Go ahead.
Who shall number the strength of his majesty? And who shall also tell out his mercy?
Somebody who can do that? Only the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and of them, the elect, are only going to be the ones that understand the will of Yahweh, which is the Father's name, and the Son's name is Yahweh Shai. We are his chosen people. We are the rightful heirs of salvation for this upcoming destruction that's going to be brought through thermonuclear warfare with World War III. We are the only ones that have a chance to be a part of his mercy. Not no one else. It's not given to anybody else. That's why he makes it known what his will is unto us. But everybody else, he has blinded to the understanding of what his will truly is. You see that? What he did, he put the world in their hearts. So that no man from the beginning to the end will be able to understand the perfect will of Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai. Go ahead.
Verse 6.
And if y'all got any questions, feel free to ask.
All right,
As for the wondrous works of the Lord, there may nothing be taken from them. Neither.
Think about it. From the wondrous works of the Lord, ain't nothing going to be taken from them. Not no glory. All the glory is going to come to him. All right? All the preparation is going to come from him. All right? And all the acts are going to come from him. All right? There's nothing else that's going to be able to be glorified and say they did anything on the earth. Go ahead.
Neither may anything be put unto them, neither can the ground of them be found out. When a man hath done, then he beginneth, and when he leaveth off, then he start from the top of verse 7. Ecclesiastes chapter 18. When a man hath done, then he beginneth, and when he leaveth off, then he shall be dealt.
Alright, so that's the point. So go back to verse point here.
This is
No,
Ecclesiastes.
three.
Ecclesiastes 18:3.
Okay.
It says, who governeth the world?
So who governs the world? The Most High Yahweh governs the world. So we can't walk around here freely like we can do anything we want to do because he governs everything. All right, go ahead.
Who governeth the world with the palm of his hand, and all things obey his will.
Everything obeys his will on earth.
Daniel 7:13. I saw in the night vision, and behold, one like unto the Son of Man came with the clouds of heaven.
With the chariots, right here, this is how they came. This is how we're going to get our salvation. This is how we came over here. Alright. This is how we came over here. Right? But this is how we're going to leave. Right? Go ahead.
Swing low, sweet chariot.
Swing low, sweet chariot.
And came to the Ancient of Days, and they brought him near before him.
Yeah, that was him going up, ascending to heaven.
That's what I wanted. Verse 9, and I beheld till the thrones were cast down.
The thrones, so all these nations, that statue right there. Because we're in the time of the 10 toes. So that statue right there, every kingdom that was set up from the beginning is going to be destroyed.
This represents time. This represents Satan's kingdom on this earth. From the Babylonian kingdom, in 586 BC, to the Persians and the Medes with Cyrus the Great, Xerxes from the movie 300, to the Greeks with Alexander, all the pagans, that's when paganism came onto the earth. It was Masons and all that today. Roman Empire, right? All the way till now. That's what he's talking about. So the Lord is about to destroy all of that just by destroying this right here. Like where we at now with the European Union, America, NATO. He's about to destroy the whole system. All right? And I beheld till the thrones were cast down. And the Ancient of Days did sit. He looked just like his son. He looked more like that.
Right.
Say his son looked like his father.
Yeah, that's a lie.
There you go.
That's a lie. That's a depiction of what the Lord really looks like according to the scripture.
That's right. I beheld till the thrones were cast down, and the Ancient of Days did sit, whose garment was white as snow. Garment like what we wear. And the hair of his head were white like impure wool.
Like this.
So it's the Most High. This ain't even the Messiah. This ain't even the Messiah. This is the Most High. You know, the one they call God or Jehovah, but his true name is Yahweh. See that the letter J never existed before the 1400s. So the Father's out there every day that we on this earth, day and night, the sun and the moon go around the earth. That's not, you know what I mean? Out in his time, it's the present. It's not a future or a past. He's on the throne right now. All the people we've lost, all the times we've died and come back to this earth, the Most High still been on the throne. You see that? All right, so it said even when we was in slavery, now we're coming out of slavery. All right, and so his throne was like the fiery flame, and his wheels like the burning fire. So basically, what the brother's speaking about, the bishop's speaking about, is how the Most High controls everything in the heavens and in the earth. Every rulership on the earth, trump everybody. All right, even on the left-hand side and the right-hand side. Just like you set up a theater, right? Come from Theos, which means God, power, right? Theater is where you're gonna have what? You're gonna create character, and the characters created was good and evil, just like He created day and night. See that? So now He's about to destroy the wicked and raise us up, right?
Right, and once that happens, it shall never be darkness on the earth again. Meaning, you're still going to have the sun and the moon do its course, but meaning there's never going to be no ignorance of his existence or ignorance of who he is.
There ain't gonna be no more wickedness.
Ain't gonna be no more wickedness. That's basically it.
All these damn, you know, like all these rainbow people, that's gonna be over. All of our people out here murdering and killing each other, that's curses that the Most High put on us during the times of Moses, but now listen, we were around the 28. He said we were come over here and slave shit. But while we're here, we became spiritually dead. They wouldn't even let us read. The Bible says, blessed is he that readeth. If we was able to read that, we'd get our culture, know who we are in Israel. You see that? We couldn't read it. Where they fed us? Slop. Which we later turned to what? Soul food. You see that? Now they give us rap music, and they tainted that. And now it's poisoning our people even more. See, it's an ongoing system that the Most High got to stop. It ain't going to stop unless they be pulled out of the way. These devils right here, the wicked. Right? Yeah, all them too, but this right here. These are the ones ruling the world right now. You'll hear these names like the Rothschild bankers. You know, the Rothschilds, the Queen of England, they're all Rothschild people. The word Red Shield, the Bushes, the Rockefellers, right? So all of them are going into slavery. They are the cave people on the earth. If you look at the word Caucasian, you mean cave dweller. They were originally in the mountains of Petra, Egypt, grunting, you know? Even this language we speak is a bastard tongue. Ain't, you know, hello. The way we speaking it, we can't break out of it. You gotta learn a different language, you know? But the Hebrew is our language, and these are our servants on this earth, but they're ruling over us. And look what they did with the earth. This is what's in their heart. This is what the heart. This is what's pulsing through their nation. Nothing but wickedness and war. You see that? Idolatry. They're allowing people to do this. If we was in power, we wouldn't allow these people to walk around like they're doing now. Right? So why are they doing it? So the Most High righteousness still exists. Just like the sun still exists even when there's a storm. Right? The storm just got to move out the way. Right? I think I'm going to precept for
Job 9 and 24.
Yep. This is Job chapter 9, verse 24. The earth is given to the hand of the wicked.
So that's why they're able to do it like that. Because the earth was given into the hand of the wicked. The Lord set them up for us to be able to understand what wickedness is on the earth. That was the whole transgression when Eve listened to the serpent in the garden. It was a guy that came to her with perverse doctrine, and she brought that back to Adam. That's why he said they try to cover with fig leaf, meaning cover with the cover with the philosophies of the other nations, because there were other people on the earth at that time.
That's right.
So with that being said, that goes back to Romans 8:20. If somebody want to get it real quick, the earth was given into the hand of the wicked. Finish that real quick.
He covers the faces of the judges thereof.
Cover the face of the judge thereof. That's where you get this from, right? You want to cover up the face of the true judge and put that face in front of everybody. All right, it's a form of white supremacy. Right. So if you read the Willie Lynch letter that he wrote, this is how you can make a slave for 1,000 years or maybe even eternity. He said you got to take the fear of God away from him and put your fear of God within him. So that's what they did. So now our people are still have that picture sitting in their living room and worshiping that picture, even though the Bible gives them something a totally different depiction of what the Lord really looks like.
It's in their mind. When they pray, when they close their eyes, when they pray to the Lord, that vision is in their mind.
Right. Yeah. Instead of the truth.
We're going to read the truth too. Revelation,
Yeah, verse 1.
We got to go off course. Ecclesiastes 10:7. I have seen service upon horses.
Right? We're the servants that are upon horses are these people. They're running around here ruling everything, and they're really servants.
Right?
They should be a servant.
That's on the Lake City flag.
Huh.
That flag got them on the horse and the slave in front of it. On Lake City flag. Right? And you go downtown, you go down where the landing used to be at, they got Andrew Jackhead sitting on the horse, hanging in the air.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It says, I have seen service upon horses and princes sit in low place.
We're in the low place right now. We're not in our ordained place.
So
We're in a low place because of our transgression.
Right, I read that wrong. I have seen service upon horses and princes walking as servants upon the earth.
Walking as servants upon the earth. And that's how we've been walking around since we got over as servants upon the earth. Under the authority of these individuals that set up this whole system. Like they don't even have to act racist anymore because they have a system that does it for us. So they can act like they really like us or really love us. They really don't, because the system's going to do oppress us the way they were doing in the beginning. Right. That's how they took the change off.
Revelations 2:9. I know thy work and thy tribulation and thy poverty.
So the Lord knows how